The older I get, the faster I run out of fingers. I've noticed that. Sorry. Welcome. Even if you listen to Mailbag, it wouldn't make sense.
But
welcome to.
Try it anyway.
Yeah, go ahead. Welcome to This Is True Really News. Wow. So if you get out of hand, can I just look the other way and yell Jessica and you'll.
Well, I don't know if that's going to work on an adult. I'm an adult, Tony. And I'm tired of you treating me like a child. I'm not a child. I'm an idiot. Never, ever, ever, ever.
Oh, see, I'd have gone with moron, but okay.
I live with moron.
Your wife does.
Yeah, she sure does.
If you like hijinks like this, we worry for your soul.
Really, isn't this more like mid-jinx?
Well, this is actually low jinx. Buried 6 feet under jinx. Realized Jinx was a cat in a cartoon, right? Now I feel bad. This is truly news. Like, subscribe, follow. Thank you. We'd appreciate it if you did that. If there's a bell thing, you can hit that puppy too. As long as you're there pushing buttons. Yeah. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do. Especially if it's a snark. A well thought out snark will get you lots of time on the show. And if it's a missive, a tome, a first draft to your novel.
There we go.
Sort of question, comment, conundrum, or snark. And people, whoever does these, have you ever watched a sports interview? When they're talking to someone, like during a game or right after a game, the question is 72 seconds long. The answer is 8.
Yes.
Telling me things that I don't really need to know to get the answer to the question I got. So there you are.
I noticed you with your size 9 feet and your blue eyes that you like to pull the ball into right field anytime you get the chance.
Especially when the sun is shining and there are 400 or 500 people in the bleachers.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
And we're playing a football game, ma'am. Oh, yeah. Where was I? Oh, question, comment, conundrum, or snark. If it's a little bit longer, like sports question length.
Or this intro,
you can email it to titr@netradio.network. Huzzah.
This is True, Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true.
Really?
As far as you know.
Coming up today on This is True, Really News. The story I was going to read. Why did I think I was starting?
Well, it was kind of a long...
Yeah, it was.
See, I could have just said, hey, listen, like, subscribe, and follow us if you would. You got a comment, leave it there, or email us with something longer, but that would,
That wouldn't take any time at all.
No, and I'm sure we'd find some rail to wander off on.
Dateline, Chapel Hill, North Carolina. The University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. The aforementioned Chapel Hill.
Home of stage screen and...
Yeah. Facing sharp criticism from free speech advocates following the school's decision to condemn and initially investigate student-led...
What? Shark criticism?
No, sharp. Sharp.
I thought we had a summer blockbuster on our hands.
These sharks are stupid, and they're ugly, and their mom dresses them funny.
King Shark is a shark.
Anyway, what they did was they condemned and initially investigated student-led satire, sparking a wave of self-censorship at the campus newspaper. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Answer me!
Probably not, but carry on, my wayward son.
The controversy began after the Daily Tar Heel, UNC's student newspaper, published several parody stories for April Fool's Day.
As one is wont to do.
The satirical pieces included a report on ICE agents deploying to campus to curb underage drinking and a 2-stadium solution for campus athletics.
Where is this in?
Chapel Hill, UNC.
Oh, UNC. There's a big to-do about this,
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
University response and investigation. In a formal statement, Senior Vice Provost for Student Success, James Orr, labeled the satire highly inappropriate and offensive, stating the university unequivocally condemned the content. or further announced that Student Affairs would launch an investigation into Zappa Student Organization, a late-night comedy variety show following a TikTok sketch depicting a white student. Wait, suddenly a Indian. A white student feeling unsafe outside the comfort zone.
Bad German to weird Indian.
Don't know how that happened. Well, German and Indian are both in the Indo-European language set, just so you know.
Every language in Europe and Asia would be in the...
Well, not every.
Every.
No.
All of them.
Chinese.
They get most of their language from France.
We don't know that.
Hey, we're on the internet. You can say anything.
Oh, okay. The Foundation for Individual Rights...
come on. That's pretty much been proven.
Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, FIRE, intervened on Thursday, issuing a public condemnation of UNC's actions. FIRE argued that as a public institution, UNC is legally bound by the First Amendment and a North Carolina state law requiring institutional neutrality. Speech does not lose its First Amendment protection just because someone finds it offensive, FIRE stated, noting that the university's actions created a chilling effect on campus discourse.
Hey, it worked for 4 years, so, why would you give that up now?
The fallout by Friday, UNC officials retreated from their initial stance, assuring FIRE the investigation into the comedy group would not proceed. However...
Oh, of course. In some countries, we just say, but...
The editorial board of the Daily Tar Heel had already moved to penalize its own publication.
Suck-ups. Freedom of the press.
In a public apology, student editors announced the removal of the 3 most harmful stories and implemented a total ban on satirical content for the remainder of the semester.
I like the Lampoon at Harvard. It's about the last thing I've liked out of Harvard. Wait, it is the last thing I've liked out of Harvard. Harvard?
Well, remember, they're not very well educated, so,
No.
The paper
but they can parrot.
Polly Wonder Cracker.
The paper also committed ready?
Come on, that was a little bit funny.
It was a little bit funny. The paper also committed to mandatory DEI training hosted by outside professionals and the hiring of a new advisor to oversee editorial judgment. Self-censoring. Pack of morons. While UNC previously held high ratings for its free speech policies, advocates warn that this retreat sets a dangerous precedent for student media independence and creative expression on campus. You're right.
Yeah, think?
Our This Is True Really News deep cover investigative team says there's no truth to the rumor that a new student group is formed to sell bespoke artisanal hair shirts and high-tech cat-o'-nine tails for the student body who wants their self-flagellation to be as efficient as it is agonizing.
Hey, dude, you want to show you're part of the right side. Actually, left side, but you know how it goes.
Virtue signaling, virtue signaling, virtue signaling, virtue signaling.
It used to be an art form. Now it's just slathered.
Yeah. So there you go.
My story's not nearly as
The university did the right thing. Newspaper screwed it up.
Eventually.
Well, yes, but FIRE was right to hold their feet to the fire.
I can just see that university board meeting. Hell, it worked for 4 years. What's going on now? Mine's not nearly as much fun as yours, but it is kind of cute. A Parisian art enthusiast could not believe his luck. He had purchased a $117 raffle ticket.
Okay.
And with that ticket, won a Pablo Picasso painting worth over $1 million. About $1.5 million, the way I think they say it.
Seriously?
The 58-year-old Ari Hodara said, "How do I check it's not a hoax?" After organizers called him following the drawing at Christie's auction house.
Well, first off, you call Christie's.
He said, yep. He described himself as an art amateur fond of Picasso and said he bought his ticket over the weekend after finding out about the charity raffle purely by chance at a restaurant.
It was on the menu.
The third iteration of the one Picasso for €100 lottery. See where I'm going here? They do this. Yeah. This is the third time they've done this.
That's kind of fun.
This was for Picasso's Head of a Woman, a portrait of Picasso's longtime muse and partner, Dora Maar.
Okay.
painted in 1941, $1.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
And all the money raised, well, that doesn't do what most charities do, get siphoned off for other things, goes to Alzheimer's research.
Cool.
So I'm looking at it. The first raffle was in 2013. A guy in Pennsylvania who worked at a fire sprinkler business was the winner of Man in the Opera Hat.
Oh, okay.
Which I believe I don't believe it's written right here. The Spanish master painted in 1914 during his Cubist period.
It really would have been fun if he had...
Right now, there are waitresses all over the world going, I should have kept that damn napkin.
If he would have done rap, he could have been an ice cubist.
Sure.
That comes back to bite me, apparently. Palette cleanser?
Got one?
The demand for...
Oh, wait, that wasn't quite it yet.
Oh, okay.
Right next to this story was something that they found bizarre and odd at the Associated Press. They did a story on meat raffles. Now, most of the world is going, the hell's a meat raffle? It's just what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Although you probably have to be at like an American Legion or a bar in Minnesota, Wisconsin.
I can't tell you how many of those places have slowed down our setup for playing a gig.
Because they got a meat raffle.
Because the meat raffle's still going on.
You flip in $5 and you win a steak or something, whatever's going on that time.
Or a side of beef.
I just found you've got Picasso here, side of beef there. I want the meat raffle. Sorry, I can use the meat raffle. I don't need a woman that looks like Dice.
But I think that the demand for
not
healthy...
Andrew Dice Clay Dice. I mean the literal.
The demand for healthy...
Cubist.
I understand. I got it right away.
Did you?
I would have read it Cubist.
Was he from Cuba?
No.
He should have been.
That's how he named Cuba, though.
If he's going to go from Cubist to Cuba, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
He's a Cubist from Cuba.
His name's Cuba Gooding.
Cool.
Senior.
Blockhead.
The demand for healthy human feces is fueling a growing feces donation market.
No kidding?
With donors earning up to 900 pounds, that's about $1,209 per month, to provide material for life-saving medical treatments.
From the poo.
Process known as...
Not Winnie the...
You're right. It's known as fecal microbiota, or biota transplantation, FMT, involves transferring the gut bacteria from a healthy donor to a patient suffering from chronic or life-threatening gastrointestinal issues. Scientists process the donated stool into concentrated capsules that can be easily swallowed, effectively rebooting the system's microbiome with healthy bacteria. According to medical experts, the primary use for FMT is treating Clostridium difficile, or C. diff. We've all heard of this.
Yeah.
It's a superbug that often proves resistant to traditional antibiotics. Since its introduction as a modern clinical treatment in 2013, procedure has moved from a niche experimental therapy to an increasingly mainstream medical tool in both the UK and the US. However,
and there had to be one.
The high financial compensation reflects a rigorous and difficult screening process.
Like auditions.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Can you poop on command?
Perry, you're next.
Dr. Elizabeth Homan, an infectious diseases specialist at Harvard, the former well-educated university.
Yeah, the Ivy League's not what it once was.
No, told the Telegraph.
And it's never been what they thought they were, so,
potential donors must be in near perfect health. They need to have no medical history aside from, say, a broken ankle, Dr. Homan said. So
we're out.
Yeah.
You're in? How do you figure you're in?
I could be in.
Sure. Yes, you could. I don't know what I was thinking.
The vetting process.
Do you imagine how much money you'd make with all the you spew?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The vetting process includes extensive.
You could adopt me and not even care.
The vetting process includes extensive phone interviews. What are you wearing?
You could buy a Tesla to put in the trunk of your Tesla in case it breaks down.
Blood panels, which you have to do in person.
You think?
Yeah.
They can't do those on the camera? How would that have ever worked during COVID? I don't understand this. This is just out of hand.
And physical exams. Yep, he's got a poop chute.
Look, there's one now.
Candidates are often disqualified if they work in healthcare settings or have recently traveled to regions like, Southeast Asia, which increases the risk of carrying drug-resistant bacteria. Once accepted, donors must undergo regular testing.
Yes, they must.
Including frequent COVID-19 swabs. Wonder where they take those swabs.
Careful.
Catch my drift.
I did. You.
To ensure the continued safety of their samples.
Nope, I'm still going with you. Oof.
While the poop pill approach may be on its face a yuck factor for the public, British specialist Dr. Benjamin Mullish told the publication that the therapy is a critical path forward for modern medicine. One single donation can produce up to 150 capsules, providing a cost-effective and biological alternative to pharmaceutical interventions for patients with depleted immune systems. One word of warning: if the doctor says this is what we're going to do, then starts unbuckling, don't do it.
I would suggest running as best you can to the front door. And then out the door.
And to someplace reputable.
Someplace you can just curl up in a fetal position going,
Did you say fecal position?
In 2022, proof that sometimes justice does happen. 2022, remember the University of Idaho murders? 4 students. The home invader went into a house sharing thing. They had 6 students living there. And stabbed 4 of them to death and for some reason left 2 alive. No rhyme or reason.
Okay.
Soon after the murders, because, you want to wait an appropriate amount of time, I'm guessing 20 minutes, Ashley Gillard, Ashley's a social media psychic from Texas. She posted on TikTok that she had cracked the case, making multiple posts accusing Rebecca Schofield, a university professor at the University of Idaho, of masterminding those murders to conceal a supposed relationship with one of the students. Sir, you look like you have a question.
I'm not even sure I can form one at this point. Oh, yeah, I've got a question. What?
Yeah. Gillard, who figured this out very quickly, did so by, of course, consulting the most reliable source of all time.
The universe.
Her tarot cards, yes.
Ooh.
Things took a bit of an awkward turn for her when the cops arrested Brian Koberger for committing the murders. Fast forward to late 2025, Koberger submitted a guilty plea and confessed to the crimes. Schofield, however, was still not real happy with the accusations.
So
as most people would be, she sued the TikTok psychic. See, there's a problem there. If they're on TikTok, there are 2 problems. They're on TikTok and you're watching. 2 problems. She sued our psychic, and the latter was recently ordered to pay $10 million in compensation.
Boy,
if I were Schofield, I'd say I like them in small unmarked bills.
Wow, right?
10s and 20s.
If I were the psychic, I'd be offering her, like free readings.
Yeah, that'll go. Now the psychic has appealed to the courts to have the verdict against her thrown out. She claims the whole case is fraudulent and wishes everyone would just move on. Yeah, boy.
Fraudulent? How?
I'll bet you do.
Yeah.
And how good a psychic are you if you spew this blather on TikTok and you didn't see this coming.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.